Welcome, welcome. This is Gull Khan, your money mindset expert. And today we're talking about your money mindset. Why is it so important? First of all, let's find out what do I mean by money mindset. Let's get definition around it. And then I'm going to give you the 4 different money mindsets that people have. And now after working with thousands and thousands of people, I pretty much know that every single person falls into one of these 4 categories. We're going to go through all those 4 categories, and I'm going to ask you to think about which category you fall into, irrespective of your background, your education, your current standing, your profession. Most people fall into one of these 4 categories. Okay, so we're going to go through those categories in a bit. So without further ado, let's talk about your money mindset. So the first question is, what do I mean by money mindset? Well, money mindset is your unique set of beliefs, ideas, opinions, paradigms around money that allows you to think about money in a particular way. So the way you think about money, the way you feel about money, the way you think the way money is made, the way you subconsciously feel that you need to, what you need to do in order to get money, how long it takes you to make money, the kind of money you can have, and the kind of wealth you can accumulate. Okay, it drives your decisions about saving, spending, and handling money. And people who actually have healthy money mindset have beliefs such as, they feel that they have all the money they need to spend money. They know how to save money. They feel that they can manage money really well. They know what to purchase and how to purchase it. They don't feel limited by money. They don't feel limited by time. And they don't compare themselves to others. They don't feel like if someone has billions and they have millions, somehow they're inferior to someone else. They don't have that inferiority or superiority complex, right? They don't have limitations on themselves in terms of how much money they can make. They truly feel they can make money, as much money as they desire. Not everyone desires to be a billionaire, trillionaire, and so forth, and they can make money that they need according to their needs. And some people's needs are not that great, and some other people's are. It depends. It's very subjective, okay? But healthy money mindset means you have more than enough money to make the decisions that you need to make, to live the life you want to live, to have the freedom to experience this physical 3D world in the way you want to experience it. That's what I mean by having a healthy money mindset. So the next question is, okay, so that's money mindset. Well, how is it formed? Your money mindset is formed, actually, be surprised to know, actually, maybe you're not surprised to know if you're following this podcast, your money mindset is actually not something that you actually come upon yourself. It's given to you by your primary caregivers between the ages of 0 to 7. Now, when I say it's given to you, I would say 80% of your programming, your subconscious programming, is done by them, subconsciously, them by themselves, and you have taken on their beliefs, their ideas, and their workings around money. The remainder 20% is done between the ages of from 7 to 14, and then 14 to 21. Okay, those are the 7 periods that I found. I used to think it used to be a lot more, but my research and my working with some people has led me to believe that we've got this 3-part cycle. You've got 0 to 7, 7 to 14, and 14 to 21. Those are the times when you actually are programming, and we can change our programming the most. And most of the programming is done. And 14 to 21 being the smallest window. Actually, it's actually one of we probably can program about the last 3 to 5% in that. Okay, but generally but then that's not just about money, it's about everything. And we need to understand, you've been programmed into the way you think, the way you feel, the way you behave, not about money, but about everything. How you put on your shoes, the kind of food you eat, the kind of lifestyle you have, the kind of partner you will have, the kind of friends you have, the kind of house you will live in, everything is almost predetermined for you because of this subconscious programming. Okay, so let's stick to money for now. So this programming has been given to you, and most people do not question, and most people go ahead and think, okay, that's how the world works, and they go and live their life accordingly. And they're being told, if you're the average person, you've been told you go to school, get a good education, get a good profession, and that's how you make money. A lot of people do follow that suit, and I was one of them. I follow that scenario. The problem happens, you make money, but you spend it, you waste it, you don't know how to deal with it, because even though you're now making money, you're not sure how to deal with it, or consciously you don't know how to deal with it. You don't know how to keep it, you don't know how to save it, you don't know how to invest it. And even when you read books and things like that, you somehow end up making the wrong investments, or investments that look good initially, but then they sort of fail you later on. These are life experiences that teach you that somehow you're not good money, you're not great money manager, or you're poor money manager, and somehow you can't make money. And I'll give you an example. One of the examples that really comes to my mind is a couple that I was speaking to. I was actually speaking to the wife, and the wife was a doctor, and the husband was, or is rather still, a IT engineer. And between the two of them, they were making about £160,000, which is approximately wasn't that time, about $200,000. Yet they were very close to bankruptcy, and it made no sense to her why they were close to bankruptcy, even though they're not frivolous, they're not spendthrifts, they don't go out willingly, on gamble, because it was Muslim couple, so they don't gamble, they don't drink, they don't waste money. Somehow, and the other, they ended up going into severe debt, and they were on the brink of bankruptcy. Now, I understood what was going on, but it's not the amount of money you make; it's the amount of money you keep. And the amount of money you keep is dependent upon your mindset, your money mindset. And this is why understanding where your mindset is at is really, really important, because it will give you an indication of what your subconscious programming is around money. In order for you to have, keep, and make and grow money, you need to make sure that your mindset around money is at the optimal level. Okay, this is why understanding money mindset is so crucial, and understanding what your specific mindset is around money is even more important. And there are a number of episodes I've done on this to figure out what kind of ideas you have around which you've been given from your mum, your dad, and your surroundings and so forth. And we might even repeat those. If somebody wants something, email it to us. I may even repeat those lessons for you again on one of these episodes. But stick to this for the time being, assuming you know what ideas and beliefs you have around money. You've listened to the podcast and you have them down, then the question is, okay, so how do I ascertain where is my money mindset? What do I work out? What's money mindset? Well, let me give you the 4 money mindsets that there are. There are, according to me, that I've seen from my research, there are 4 money mindsets. And there's a book on this as well called 4 Money Mindset. This is where the idea was sparked, and I went ahead and did more research, and I did more studies on it, looked at people who were working with me, and I realized pretty much every single person falls into one of these 4 categories. So the category 1 is called broke mentality. So when you have a broke money mindset, it's where you are constantly borrowing money to live. Okay, you are constantly broke. You'd never have enough. You're either living on benefits, or you are somebody who makes money and spends it. The rise of the so-called payday loans that have come about. These are people who are constantly getting into those sort of, those payday loans or whatever. So before money arrives, it's already been allocated and it's already been spent. So you spend money before it even arrives. Okay, that's the broke money mindset. You're constantly broke. You never have any money, and you're constantly in the fight or flight mode. You're constantly under stress around money, which means your cortisol levels are constantly sky high, and you're constantly stressing around money. That's the first one. The second one is those people who are who are break even. They don't live like the broke. So they're not into that debt money mindset like the first lot are, but they're at the same time, they don't have the kind of savings they need. They don't know how to save. They've never been comfortable having savings. Now, on the face of it, there might be some people who are, who do save, who try to save, but somehow every time they save, their savings always for a rainy day, and a rainy day always comes up. So these are people who are break even. Everything they make that goes first into paying off their mortgages or rents or bills and whatever else, and whatever remains outside of that, it gets spent. Nothing gets saved. And then if they do try to save, a rainy day appears and they lose their savings. And if they make an investment, they lose their investment. They're the kind of people who cannot invest and cannot save. And it's not from lack of trying. It's not from lack of effort. They try, but they somehow cannot. They feel like they're poor money managers. They feel like everybody else has this magic pill or magic wand where they're able to invest and save and grow, whereas they cannot save and invest and grow. Okay, but then that's because they're in the break-even mindset. The next one we have after that is the comfortable one. Okay. So the comfortable mindset, these people are comfortable. They have what they need, but they make sure their needs are small. So they make sure they're comfortable living within the means, and they're comfortable saving the best. So when money comes to them, the first thing they'll do is save. But these people will save, not invest. There's a big difference here, okay? They will save. So maybe after 30 years of working, they'll have a saving enough to be able to buy a house, or go on a holiday, or have a nice car. So these are people who will save everything and put money into savings and will not spend. They actually don't like spending money. They feel uncomfortable with spending money. So they really are the savers, okay? They like to save and not spend. Now, I'm not saying, and that still is better than, I suppose, the second, the break-even mindset. However, these people will never become wealthy because they will not risk their money. They will never allow the money to grow for them. They will never allow the money to go and bring more money. They're so afraid that they're going to lose their money. They put it in a savings account or a bond account, and they keep it there. And a lot of the times, what they'll find is either inflation eats away their savings, or something else happens and they make a loss. And the savings is pretty much where it was 10 years ago. It hasn't grown, but inflation has eaten them up. So they're comfortable, but they're comfortable saving. Okay, and so this is the comfortable law. These people live within their means. They live well below their means, and they do a lot of savings. They don't risk. They don't take any extra risks. And when they do, they have the fear that they're going to lose money. And guess what? Because they have the fear they're going to lose money, they actually lose money. So that's what happens with comfortable, the people who are comfortable. The fourth money mindset is where everyone should be, and that's called the rich money mindset. Now, rich money mindset people are those who may be temporarily broke, but they always know how to come out the top. They're the ones who take risks. But they don't take stupid risks. They take calculated risks. They're able to research and do everything else, and then take risks. And sometimes they win, sometimes they don't. But even if they make a loss, they learn from that loss and they reapply, and they end up winning big. You find a lot of people, you have two people starting, and one person will, do a bit of saving and whatever else, and so, the old, saying, slow and steady wins the race. Is that kind of scenario. They'll save a little and whatever, and they'll be ticking along and making and building their net worth, which will be coming along nicely. And then you have this rich money mindset person who's an entrepreneur who try this and fails, who try this and that fails, and he tries something else and it fails, and then all of a sudden hits try something else, because he's learned from every single one of these businesses. And what you find is, bam, and that takes off, and that becomes the next Tesla. Right? So, I'm not saying that's what Elon Musk did, but there's if you listen to his life history, there are a number of examples where he came close to bankruptcy or completely or financial ruin, because he was taking calculated risks, and he wanted to work hard. Now, I'm not asking you to go think or behave like Elon Musk, absolutely not, but I am asking you to have the rich money mindset. Rich money mindset people, not only do they believe there's enough money in the world, they believe there's more than enough time, more than enough resources, more than enough everything. They believe that if they don't have a skill, they can hire someone who has a skill. They believe they don't have the time, they can get somebody who has the time. They believe if they don't have the resource, they'll find someone or some way to get the resources. They have the I can do mindset. They believe they're going to be rich. They believe they're going to be wealthy. And I'm going to mention a research done by someone called Ramsey. I was reading up one of his articles recently, and they said they researched, I think, 10,000 entrepreneurs, self-made millionaires, and they found one commonality between all of them. There's 10,000 entrepreneurs. There's one thing that was common amongst every single person, and they all made them fortune different ways. Every single one of those entrepreneurs truly believed before they made the fortune that they were going to be millionaires, that they were going to be wealthy. So this belief about being wealthy comes first. This belief that you can have everything comes first. So the rich money mindset tells you that you can have everything. Now, this rich money mindset does not tell you to go and rob someone. That's lack. That, by the way, coming in thieving and stealing and robbing and frauding comes from lack and scarcity mindset. That's what you under thinking that unless you do something wrong, unless you take away from someone else, you can't have that particular thing. So that comes from a lack of scarcity mindset. So we're not talking about that. We're talking about having this mindset which makes you believe with every atom of your being that you can have this millionaire company. You can be a CEO of this $1 million company or £1 million company. You can have everything you desire. You can create a life that you are proud of. You can have whatever you desire. You can have the money that you want. You can build the wealth that you want, but it comes from within you, right? This belief has to come first. So the belief comes first, and then everything else lines up. That mindset is so crucial to your success. And that comes with somebody who has a rich money mindset. So now, rich people can be temporarily broke. I'm not denying it. I've been broke a number of times, but I've always had a rich money mindset. I've had money blocks because I've had a limiting beliefs about what's possible for me, what I can do with money. And a lot of them was around my gender too, because of my culture. So men are supposed to make money, women cannot make money, has been one of the major money blocks for me. And I had to work around that. It's okay, women can make money as much as men can. So you have to look into yourself to see what's holding you back, what is pulling your money mindset into these lower mindsets. And it could be these old paradigms around money. That's something that you need to work on. That's something you need to focus on. But I'm here to tell you, you don't need to have money to have a rich money mindset. You get money once you have a rich money mindset. Let me make this very, very clear for you. For those of you watching on YouTube, who will see the enthusiasm on my face and how powerful and how passionate I feel about this. You do not make money, and then develop this rich money mindset. You develop rich money mindset first. You develop the belief first, and then you create the wealth in your life. That's the law. That's how it is. That's how it's always been. And unless you understand that point, you're going to be chasing your tail. It's like. I think I heard this example somewhere, so it's not mine. I wish I could give credit to where it's due. When you go to, when you go, for example, to McDonald's. Why would you go to McDonald's? But anyway, you go to, some shop, and you say, okay, I want to take this, this iPhone. Let's go Apple. I want this Apple iPhone. I want this iPhone, and it's like, okay, fine, that'll be $1,200 or whatever it is. And they say, well, okay, give me the thing first, and I'll pay after. It doesn't work that way, right? You pay first, and then you receive after. So this is how life works. This is how the universe works. When I say payment, I mean payment with your energy, payment with your belief. That is what's required. I'm not saying you're not going to take actions. Of course, you're going to take actions. But hang on a minute. Think of it this way. When you believe something's possible for you, when you believe it's not possible, it's certainty. So you've got this belief that this could happen, and you have this belief it has to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to be there, it's already there. The money's already there. When you have that kind of strong belief, can you imagine the actions that go with it? So if you think something's possible for you, or maybe it's not possible for you, you'll see. And then you think, oh, something's 100% certain it's going to happen. There's no way it cannot happen. Can you see the determination behind each action? How you take action when you think it's possible, and the kind of actions you'll take when you think, well, you can't fail. You can't fail. And in life, I can tell you this right now, there is no such thing as failure. Failure is not an option. You only fail when you stop trying. You only fail when you quit. Please, please, please remember that you only fail something once you quit. If you keep trying, you do not quit. You're learning. You're learning. You're changing your tactics. You're changing a strategy. You're changing your approach to something. But you're still learning, and you're moving ahead. You're always moving forward, even if it feels like you're moving 10 steps back. You're always moving forward. You're always learning. The only time you fail, the only time that you actually fail, is when you quit. Okay, so let's recap this again. You have 4 money mindsets. The first one is the broke money mindset. The second one is the break even. The third one is comfortable. And the fourth one is rich money mindset. And with rich money mindset, that's where the magic happens. This is where you can quantum, get a result in quantum time. You can collapse time. You can make, instead of having $1 billion company in 50 years time, you can have $1 billion company within a few years. I read an example recently of the CEO of Canva, and how she created Canva, and all the obstacles they had came up beforehand. But within, I think, 6 to 7 years, or 5 to 7 years, they went from 0 to having $1 billion company. Can you imagine 6 years to $1 billion company? That's phenomenal. And then they created a way to give back, and they've, a certain amount of that money is now going straight to their charitable work and other things, which is fabulous, by the way, which is something you can create too, which is amazing. But this shows you what's possible for you. You don't have to wait hundreds of years to build this wealth. You can collapse time and do it right now. But in order for you to do anything, in order for you to create anything, you have to have that belief. You have to have a rich money mindset. So in conclusion, in order for you to become wealthy, you have to have the belief that you can be wealthy. And in order for you to have the belief that you can be wealthy, you have to have a rich money mindset. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as I've enjoyed doing it. I'm delivering. Next time we meet, this is Gull Khan signing off. Take care and bye for now.